Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we are going to be installing a Geissele trigger in an what's registered in Massachusetts as an AR pistol lower. This is made by JC Arms. It is fixed mag. The fixed mag allows me to have an AR pistol in Massachusetts. Since detachable mag is the first criteria for all the assault weapons rules, this fixed mag lets me own this legally in the state of Massachusetts. So again, this is a Geissele G2S we're going to put in. I just made a video where I installed a LaRue MBT in a different lower. So we're going to do a little compare and contrast when I can get to the range. See how each one feels while firing. This is actually my second time shooting this video. The first time the audio was non-existent, mic is on. So the trigger is already out. I took a mil-spec Strike Industries trigger out of it, and then we're going to put this one in it. So let's get to it. What we're going to do first is we're going to take the trigger assembly, right? And this just should drop straight in, right past the safety selector. The legs of the trigger, springs on this come pre-installed, but if they were not installed, then it would be the legs. Make sure the legs of the spring are facing forward, and you want to put that in and compress the springs down and forward. This should sneak right under the safety selector, which it does. And when we push it down, it'll be good to go. I'm going to take the pin with the two ridges. I'm sorry, the pin with the three ridges in it, right? And we're going to try to align the hole in the disconnector with the hole in the trigger, with the holes in the frame, and we're going to try to fit all that stuff to line up. Try to get all that stuff to line up so we can get this pin in. And went about halfway in. It's probably not lined up on the other side, which I can't really see. I'm going to give it a little love tap. See what happens. Nothing happened. Oh, so I'm not lined up with the hole in the disconnector. So I'm going to pop this back out. Try to push all this stuff down. There we go. You can see all the way through. Hopefully the pin can. There we go. That took a while, but everything's going to line up. So you have the hole in the trigger, hole in the disconnector, hole in the other side of the trigger, holes in each side of the frame. They all have to kind of like line up while everything's under spring tension. There's a spring in the disconnector or a spring in the trigger. So it's just kind of a pain just to get everything seated properly. Disconnector spring is still straight, so that's good. Both legs are forward in the spring, so we're there. So there it is. Now it's hammer time. So the hammer is going to go in this orientation, right? When it's installed, the legs are going to point backward. This one should be a little bit easier. Of course, I say that. Probably won't be. So the only thing on this is the retainer spring on the hammer is going to be on the right side of the frame. So when you insert this, it's going to go in from the left side of the frame. And this pin has 2 notches in it. So you want this notch on this end of the pin is going to go from left to right. It's going to go in first so that it engages this spring to retain the pin. So we're going to go over the trigger pin. The grooves in the trigger pin will actually, these spring legs will lock onto the grooves in the trigger pin and lock that into place to prevent that from coming out. Now you are fighting all the spring pressure. For the hammer, which is great. So what I'm going to do, I hope, is get the holes lined up. Right there, and then use punch to go all the way through everything. So I've used the punch as a slave pin. See the top of the punch right there. So now I'm going to chase the punch out with the real pin. Some of the other Geissele triggers come with a short slave pin that lines everything up, and then you can follow it with the real pin. But they decided not to include it on the G2S. So we're going to pull this out while pushing in the hammer pin. So it started. Just going to give it a little tap. Actually looks lined up pretty good. We're going to give it more taps. There it is. It's about ready to poke through the other side. I'm going to use a punch. Drive it flush. And there it is. Hammer's installed. Both legs of the spring are on top of the trigger spring. Hammer locks back. On fire. Pull the trigger, release. Pull the trigger, release. Make sure the safety works. Safety works. Put on fire. There we go. So that is your installed Geissele G2S. So we'll put it on, I'll put an upper on it. This is a pull the pins. Right. Oh, that feels nice. Very similar to the LaRue. As of right now, I think I like the LaRue a little bit better, but we'll get to the range, we'll put some rounds through it, and then we'll see see how they really feel. One thing I did forget to mention, because I had already done it, because this is the second time I've installed this evening, is they do want you to grease certain points of the trigger. The good thing about the LaRue is anything that looks machined, shiny, and machined, just put a little dab of grease on it. Just bam, bam, bam. So only a few points. There was already some grease on the trigger pins, and that's it. So that's installation of a Geissele trigger in an AR platform. So thanks for watching. If you have any questions, comments, whatever, just leave them below, and like and subscribe, and I'll get some range footage soon. Compare the two triggers and see which one I like best. Probably keeping them both, but we'll see. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe. Talk to you soon.